yo. Alright guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this working? First time trying this out. Camera doesn't look so good, but I have some equipment coming in. I think everything's working. Awesome. Alright. So this was the first story I wanted to go over. Someone stole a Bitcoin ATM and tried to get the coins out. So I thought that was a funny story to start off with. It shows you how early we are, that people don't even understand Bitcoin enough that it's not a physical thing. This is far more than a physical thing. And we're crashing for my first live stream. I think this is good. I wanted to go over that everything is crashing, but I'm bullish long term as far as where things are going. Welcome, welcome for my first live stream. We can hear you. Cool. You can hear me typing? It's a sign in the chat. It's super loud. My mic needs to be put away from my keyboard. Alright. UFR, this was the latest and greatest. Looks like we pumped it too much. I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want anyone to buy up here, up in this top area here. This is where I want everyone to get in, right? Like in the bottom. I want this thing, like when I go over a project like this, such a small project, I'm going to want it to, slowly go up. And I was talking with you guys in the chat about like possible solutions for that. Go over Luxo. Luxo is bullish, man. Luxo is the future. So is UFR. I wanted to show you guys this. I made this tweet on February 26th showing Kusama, right? And okay, so one of the things I wanted to cover in this, it's not super loud. That's good. You want to put it louder? Put it louder, put it louder. Test sound. Is that better? Sound good? All right. I want to show you the benefit of doing research. If you look at this is the bottom line. This is the bottom line of my channel. I made this tweet on February 26th, right? And it's like you can see the future if you do your research. Because then what happened? This is the same chart, right? You look at this, you see this, right? This is Kusama versus Polkadot, right? And I made this tweet on February 26th. Is it better? That's good. Awesome. I made this tweet on February 26th, and you can see, I said, what do you think is going to happen? And here we are. Here's the result. Okay, so this is the bottom line of the whole reason of my channel is this. Research gives results. All right. So it sounds better. That's good. So what do you guys want to go through? I don't have a lot of people on the live stream, but my channel's small, and I'm going to hope to grow this. Do a better job with the camera, lighting, and stuff. Let me see if I can mess with some of this stuff here. All right. So let me see, what else do we got? The markets are pulling back, and from my experience in the space, it's very, very healthy for these pullbacks to happen. It resets, a market's going to challenge what people believe. So the more research you do, the more confident you get, and you don't care what the price is in the meantime. Can you please go over Luxo because I'm hurting inside? Oh yeah, I already read that one. Can you get a chance through it? Audio and streaming. All right, so you want to check out Audis Audio. Is that a project? Let me get rid of all this other stuff that I went over. Audius Audio. All right. Unleash your music. So this is going for music, live, discover and stream up incoming artists, give everyone freedom to listen. All right, so when I'm reviewing a project, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, who's making this? You know, that's the first thing I'm going to think about. So I come down to the team. I've been registered in U.S. Securities Act, blah, blah. All right, so U.S. people can't mess with it, whatever. Let's see here. Oh, that's his picture. I don't care about that. Oh, you gotta sign in some crap. Oh, I hate how this web is so closed off. I gotta sign into everything. Let me see. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna sign into that right now. I gotta set up that later. But it doesn't tell me anything about them. Protocol. Yeah, so music market. That'd be difficult to succeed at. They have 34,000 followers, so this project's pretty big. 4,000 monthly users. I'll dig into it later. Yay! Yeah, it's the first live stream. Nothing's going to be perfect the first time. You know, this camera, I have some equipment coming in to put this camera in a better spot, like over here with some lighting and stuff like that. And I don't know what I'm going to put up on the wall, but, you know, at least I wanted to get this thing going and see, you know, how everything looks. Yeah, research does make a lot of money, right? That's what we want. We want results. So that's all that matters. I don't care, you know, at the end of the day, if my channel looks like crap, it doesn't matter if you make, you know, not investment advice, right? But if you make money, that's the bottom line, you know? And research is what does that, or at least it creates higher probabilities of that, because everything is based on probabilities, right? Nothing is certain, and you know, everything you're doing is a gamble. It's a good time to convert KSM to DOT now. I would say so. I mean, I still think Kusama is going to. I think Kusama is going to still perform against DOT. I really believe. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Kusama is the same code as Polkadot. Kusama is the same code. But the idea, they understand each other in their relationships to each other, is that Kusama owns a lot of Polkadot tokens in their smart contracts. So Kusama is like a board member of Polkadot, right? They're a shareholder of Polkadot, and they have a voice in the future of Polkadot's future. So Kusama is a major player. You know, if you made a lot of money up until this point, oh, awesome! I got a super chat. First super chat, yay! If you made a lot of money, I'll get to that in a second. Can you look into already? I'll take a look at it. If you made a lot of money from Kusama, I would take profits into Polkadot, you know, but what's going to happen is the things that launch on Kusama are going to eventually go to Polkadot, and Polkadot's going to be that infrastructure role. But Kusama is going to stick around. Kusama is going to have a vital position in the future of the infrastructure space. So I think Kusama, you know, and if you hear about the developers, the community in Kusama is just as awesome as the community in Polkadot. They're pretty much the same communities. And it is the same code base. So why is it a fraction of the price? It is more risky, so maybe that's the reason, you know, and it probably won't, it's not going to have the same market cap because it is risky. It's where they go to test things, right? So you have to think about that. There's more risk on it. But it's going to have its own personality. It has its own representation. It's going to have its own future. It's, you know, so I'm still bullish on Kusama. I still don't think it's done with its run. We haven't seen the candle auctions yet. And the candle auctions are what have me really, really bullish about Kusama, because it's going to have the candle auctions first. And we've never seen token models like this before, where tokens are locked up from a model like this. It's never happened before. So I'm still very bullish on Kusama. Um, yeah, thanks for everything. Yeah, thank yourself. Big boy pants. Everybody makes their own decisions. I've been following Shroom. All right, so let me check out this RNA. Thanks for the super chat, Jordan Johnson. All right, RNA or RNA. I don't know. I've never heard of that before. I need to set up my LinkedIn, obviously, because they want me to sign in LinkedIn for everything. I don't really use LinkedIn that much, but that was one of the reasons I invested in Doc back in the day, because they want a user experience that's more liquid. Digital passport platform for valuables. Consumption behaviors are changing new generation life. Data privacy. I mean, it looks sleek, looks nice. You know, look, it's trying to appeal to, you know, a nice looking thing. All right, let's see the team. Associate members, Richmond. I don't know what this does. Oh, it looks like some bougie. What is this thing? I still don't know what it is. Okay, digital certification of valuable objects by promoting and supporting adoption of RD protocol. Okay, you know, that's you know, that's one of the use cases of blockchains is supply line proofs, you know, and that's about the network effect. And you know, so you know, once again, looking at this project, okay, so I know what they want to do. They want to build you know, the mission is to build a global standard for digital certification. Okay, so then you have your vision and mission. You know, I already got that. So now I look for the team, because bottom line is if you think about what a project is, you have a management team, and whenever there's a problem, the way that problem is solved is very important, and that is done by a professional team. That's why you always look at the team first. And you know, I'm looking at info about why do we exist, how do we do this, what do we do? Luxury. Cool. So they're doing the luxury stuff. I can take a look at this later. I don't see anything about the team, so you know. But that's what I would look for if I was looking into that. But what I would look, let's say, you know, they want to go for luxury goods and valid. Oh, Pat Pavian's an advisor. Awesome. So yeah, I might look into that. I'll dig into it, you know, and see if I can find more information on the team. But you know, being an advisor, how strong is that? You know, I even heard the Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky. He was talking about how, you know, some projects work with him as an advisor, but what is he giving them? You know, like maybe 30 minutes of his time, or you know, but you know, that's valuable if they're really doing that, or it depends on those relationships. You know, so I'd look into all those things. In the next 3 months. Luxo and Fabian and advisor. Quant currently working with 5 central banks supporting this. Yeah. Quant, yeah, interesting. Revisit XDAI soon. Okay, so thanks for the tip, Shane. Are you going to revisit XDAI soon? Again, rumors for Uniswap version 3 integration like Luxo connections with. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. XDAI, yeah, I'm excited about XDAI. I think that layer 2s, you know, layer 2s they've had a big pump in performance, but I am bullish on layer 2s because Ethereum has that solid position right now. And so, yeah, XDAI is in a good position. So is Matic, the other one. You know, so yeah, those are. I could revisit XDAI and dig into it and do some investigation work there. I just hold, you know, one of the things I do with my strategy is I realize there's no way I'm going to stay on top of everything. You know, like no person could do that. Even if I had like a huge team of people, like think about how immediately complex it gets. all the information, all the things happening. Like, let's say you had 5 people or 5 projects, right? Think about how complex this gets, right? You have 5 people or 5 teams or 5 projects, whatever, and they each have their own team and networks and ideas that they're trying to do, and then their own propagations of efforts, right? It gets very complex and interwoven. So the best way I see from an investment standpoint, not an investment advisor, right? The best thing I see for an investment standpoint is to offload having to know everything with letting the team. You're putting your trust in the team, and you're putting the trust that they're making the right decisions. And you just do your due diligence at that point. You check the project. You do your due diligence with the team. Make sure they have a track record. You're creating probabilities in your mind that team. Is that they have that alignment with the probabilities, and that you do your research on that, and you're just reducing. You do your due diligence, and you put the idea that things that are going to unfold are higher probability of success if that person is qualified. You see what I'm saying? So in a sense, if you invest in a project and it has the alignment, like the team members are representing your interest, right? You're effectively kind of hiring them. Like it's like we're all coming together. When we're all coming together and we all put our money into something, if they represent our interests, we're effectively hiring them. So and you just let them make their decisions. You trust that they're going to make their decisions, right? That's the best thing you can do, because that way you can't stay on top of everything, and you know that they're making the decisions for the interest of the project. That's the check you do. The check you do is make sure that they are representing the token. And you say, okay, I'm confident enough to believe that they represent the token. I'm confident enough that they represent the project. Now, I don't have to know everything about the project from this point forward. They're making the decisions. They're doing all that effort, and I just leave it. And that's the way you can scale up too. Like, I do that one time. I do it for the next project. I do it for the next project. And I do that a couple times. And you know that all those projects are doing that. And then I check in on them, Oh, like this one's doing it, and that's the way you can do it. You don't have to stay on top of everything. Like, one of the things I say is, you don't have to know everything. You just have to know enough. You don't, so. All right, because, we're human. We're very limited, Like, my brain is limited. You get into LMPO, LMT. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Thanks for the super chat, Rose Green. LMT. I don't see it on CoinGecko. There it is. LYM? Limpo? Oh, I've seen that little symbol before. Limpo. Let's see here. Up 30 X. That's pretty good. Yeah, that thing pumped. So you guys always get interested in these things when they pump, right? That's when you don't want to be interested in a project. It's after a pump. So that's why I try to get you guys in before the pumps, right? Thank you. Official LMT offering is over. We're happy to announce the successful end of the Limpo market token offering. Tokens issued, 50,000. Prepare. When is Limpo? NFT ecosystem, including NFTs with IP rights to the world's famous athletes. Clubs ecosystems will also include custom sports. Cool. So, NFTs with sports characters and stuff. One of the things that is going to be happening. Yay, number one fan. Awesome. Thanks, Randy. One of the things that's awesome that's coming into the space that I've heard through a rumor, right, is that the NFL is going to be coming into the space, or, they're, like, all these teams are coming into crypto. And think about what they're going to do with fantasy football. Right? They're going to create a limited number of football players, right? Like, they'll make some football player, and they'll make them 100,000 of them, and that's it. They won't make any more. And they'll sell them in an open marketplace, and you got to make your teams with the limited number of players. That's NFTs. That's the NFT marketplace. That's why people like Mark Cuban see a huge opportunity here. And NFTs, they could be these virtual games, right? Like fantasy football or whatever. This stuff's going to happen. and it's going to happen in VR as Fabian. Fabian's about the VR, you know. But the NFL is going to use it for fantasy football, right? And that's a big market. All right. Delta Finance Killer Project. Man, guys, there's so many projects. It's hard to keep up with everything. All right, it's Lippo again. Rose Green. Lippo is partnership with the white paper include Marvel, Hello Kitty, Games of Thrones. Cool, Game of Thrones. I like that series. Toy Story, LMT, NBA, and many more. How high do I see Luxo? How high do I see Luxo? Well, I think Luxo is going to be after their mainnet launch. You know, it's going to take time because what's going to happen the great thing about Luxo is Fabian released that project with a low market cap. He released it at a small evaluation, so he allowed for people to get wealthy through it if they were tracking it and following it. But the downside of that is it does take some rises and some crashes because there's people that see new wealth that they haven't seen before, and that's a simple narrative that happens. Someone's made a lot of money. And people made it there's already people who've made 100x on Luxo, right? And you gotta scare them out before you move higher. For me, I have not sold my Luxo. I've not sold any. I've made this mistake in the past of selling stuff that's valuable. I'm not gonna do it with Luxo. And it's also why I pick multiple good projects. And you're in a game with yourself, your own mind. You want to produce everything in a logical manner, so that's why you take multiple bets and you diversify, so that you're not getting too attached to any one of these things, and you just hold. First live stream, yes it is. The camera's gonna be better soon. I have equipment coming. I was supposed to do this on a better camera, but I had some software issues, so. Oh yeah, so you guys want me to keep looking at Limpo? Thanks, Rose Green, by the way. So yeah, it looks interesting. What is that? LMT, Limpo market token is utility used throughout the Limpo basis of transactions, interactions, and NFT minting. It is the ERC 20 token available or anything. I'm not super interested based on their token model. Utility token. I usually don't like utility tokens. I don't know. I would have to, ecosystem basis transactions. You see their team. I really like the token to be like an ownership of the future decisions. It's the best model in my mind is like if the token represents ownership of the platform, control of the platform, but the team members maintain majority ownership. Like they don't sell out all the tokens. They just keep a large quantity of tokens, and they make it something like where it pays out the rewards or pays out the dividends, and the team maintains control of it, and that's how they're going to keep driving forward because they're putting in their efforts in the thing that they're holding and building. And I've seen that pattern with every successful platform. Is like the founders, like look at Elon Musk. Has he sold all of his Tesla shares? No. He holds most of his wealth in his own company, and that's where he's putting all of his life energy. When someone's trying to accomplish something, usually it's not about exiting out. That's one of the big risks with projects is if they walk away, you're trying to capture future value. If they walk away because they got rich, that's a risk. You want someone who's on a mission. You want someone who wants to accomplish something. Bitcoin blockchain, thanks for the tip. I follow Zenta Chain. You can check it out. They're working on years. The team is not. They're on GitHub with Substrate. Cool. Zenta Chain. Let me check that out. So I'd say this live stream's going pretty well, successfully right now for a first one. I'll try to make it look more professional in the future, like I said. But all right, let's see. Zenta Chain. Nothing. All right. decentralized high-3 blockchain. Okay. Offline communication and data storage. I don't know, nothing's sticking, like, what's their market? Where are they going to make their money from? You know, designed for anonymous offline communication. Okay, so they're designed for anonymous offline communication, right? And data storage. I mean, offline. It's not super appealing to me. Maybe there's someone that it'll work for. Each city is going to have to want more. Well, of course, privacy is important, you know. Tor. You said the team's not on here. Zenta Ball. They like calling everything Zenta. They've been working for years. Oh, it's a MeshNet. Okay. I've seen MeshNet projects before in 2017. Not many of them succeeded. Okay, I've heard of this idea. Like, I've seen projects like this before, and they haven't gotten off the ground. I think with projects like this, the network effect is very difficult to establish because, you know, like, you need more nodes. It's like at some threshold, something like that could be valuable, but it needs to get past a certain threshold, and, you know, and like capturing certain nodes and utility for their network, and that's a difficult thing to do. Thanks, Jordan Johnson. I got in the sell frame at 170. It's starting to run now. Supply is 5.4 million. They're mixed between DOT and VeChain. All right, that's cool. Let me see that. Okay, so what's my well? I'll get to this one first. Sell frame. Control copy. All right, I've seen this pumping like crazy. So people are getting into it because it's pumping, gets attention. It's funny how everybody, you know, that's reverse what we're supposed to be doing. But, you know, how do you figure stuff out? You know, like, it gets your attention when something's pumping, right? This is new too. Like, apparently it's not been live that long. Let me see. Service-oriented blockchain platform. Build and manage quantum-safe blockchain solutions. I mean, I've heard from developers of other platforms, like Ethereum and Polkadot, that being quantum-proof is something that any blockchain will be able to figure out. Like, they have quantum-proof methodologies and procedures that they can implement in the future. You guys are talking about Kilt up in there. I love Kilt. Okay, blockchain as a service. So it's a DAGs. Original sharding implementation allows you to launch blockchain DAG subchains with variable consensus types in each cell. That's interesting. This one sounds interesting, to be honest, from a technology standpoint. Lego for blockchain. Yeah, you're right about your point about it sounding like Polkadot. Because, you know, they're talking about, but it's like a DAG approach, right? Creates blockchain solutions with software development kit, support with helping each step to your DLT needs, Python over C. I like C language, C programming language. It's more lower level or whatever. Future blockchain as a service, absolutely. You know, I'll check this one out. It looks interesting. Let me look at the team. You know, that's where I'm going to go first, right? You guys are going to notice one thing with me. I'm going to look at the team as soon as I can. Cell frame, okay. I'll stick that off to the side. I'm actually gonna put that down. See if I can dig into that more. Energy Web, Hardy. My thoughts on Energy Web. That's going to be like, I didn't like their token model the first time I reviewed it, you know, I didn't like that they didn't put any governance capabilities in the token, you know, but I like the idea of energy, you know, blockchains being used to manage energy systems, but it, you know, maybe I should take another look at it because people keep talking about it and they're bullish about it. But the first time I looked at it, I didn't like the token model, and I didn't like how they didn't want the token to have any future say in the future of how the thing is run. What they did is they picked a bunch of they had a centralized team pick who's going to run the Energy Web system. Like, that's like authoritarian, right? Like, and none of those people that they pick are necessarily buying into the network, you know. So I didn't like it. But once again, that's the I haven't looked at it in months, so it could have. I've heard that a lot has changed with it. Thanks, Chison. Thank you, Chison, for the $5. Thoughts on Olympus DAO? All right, let's check it out. Nothing there. Olympus price. Olympus price. Olympus Labs. There it is. Okay. What is this? I don't know what's going on here. So it's a DAO, Olympus Labs, Olympus DAO. Yeah. Olympus presenting a new DAO. Okay. Decentralized. Yeah, I know what DAOs are. Quite a few DAOs are law currently. So if you're thinking about DAOs, you know, I like DAOs, but if you think about, there's this pros and cons to decentralization. Like, some people go around talking about decentralization as if it's like the holy grail, right? But in reality, if you're investing, the holy grail to you is results. And so think about this, okay? A decentralized system is like, has many different characters pulling the future of the platform, right? They have many different pulling directions of the platform and interests of where it could go. A single entity has one direction, okay? So which one's more likely to achieve some kind of objective? It's the one run by one person, right? But the one person is fully corruptible, or, you know, or fully powerful for the sense of good if they're, you know, the omnipotent or whatever the word is for a high quality, you know, leadership. So in reality, like, you can invest in a one person project or one person thing if that one person's a really talented person, you know, and they're capable of managing things well. A decentralized system is good if the people involved, if they're talented people and they know they have a direction. So you have to think about these things in your head. Like, if there's many different people pulling in a different direction, is it going to go anywhere? You know. But at the same time, if all the people in the community are one community, like fishermen or something, like, and it's a fisherman token or whatever, I don't know what I'm saying here, but like, to illustrate the idea, it's like, if everybody's in the same community, then yeah, it could be a powerful thing. If the DAO is comprised of people with a similar objective, and they're all having their skill sets and directing it, you know. Do you think, like, thanks Marcos Olivia. Do I think Litecoin is worth buying? I personally don't own it, but people's thoughts on Litecoin is that it's the test network for Bitcoin. That's partially true. I know Litecoin has, I think they were doing something with Z rollups or something. I loosely heard about that, but I don't currently own it. I'm more excited about, like, the things I like to own are things that get my imagination going, and those are just the projects I stick to. You mentioned that interoperability is perhaps the most important aspect in crypto long term. Does any project currently stand out in this field? Well, of course, Polkadot and Kusama stand out for interoperability, and even Polkadot and Kusama. I think most people, like, if you're gonna, like, one of the things you guys are gonna get from my channel is Polkadot and Kusama are my favorite. Like, there's no masking that. Like, they may not be, like, even from an investment standpoint, they might not even be the best performers in my bag, which Kusama and Polkadot are doing really well, right? I'm not saying that they're not going to be awesome. What I'm saying is they're the ones I'm excited about from a technology standpoint. Like, when I think about what Polkadot and Kusama are going to accomplish, it's absolutely fascinating, okay? And that's what gets me excited about them. They're and if you listen to these people speak, I think my mic is a little too loud. Is my mic good? I don't know. Flashing over here. Okay, so the Polkadot and Kusama, they're as Gavin Wood describes it, not a revolution, they're an evolution, right? They're a whole new take on the space. They're a whole new paradigm. And few people understand how well designed they are. Like Kusama and Polkadot, how well designed they are. They have so many things that are designed right from the ground up, such as the governance, such as the tax model, such as the scaling model, such as the token economics model. Like, they have so many things designed right from the ground up. It just gets me excited. And the technology is a real trust machine. It's like a real gonna deliver that blockchain that we've been looking for. And the reason I say interoperability is perhaps one of the most important aspects is, as the saying goes, the people who, like, if there's a gold mine, a gold rush, right, and you want to capture some wealth, right, you don't want to be the guy with the shovels and the equipment looking for the gold mine. You want to be the guy selling the shovels, because no matter where the gold is, you're going to get some cut, you're going to get some growth from the discovery of that gold mine. And you just rush in and sell your pickaxes. Okay, so where am I going with this, right? Interoperability is like the foundation. It doesn't matter where the blockchain space goes. If you're an interoperability blockchain and you really provide that service, no matter what the future is of blockchain, you're going to be there at the base layer benefiting. So it's just a roll of the dice. All of this is a roll of the dice. Everything's probabilities. So it's just more probable that if you're an infrastructure play, right, which is interoperability is an infrastructure play, you're probable to get some of that growth from the blockchain space. Thanks, Jordan Anderson. Appreciate the tip. All right, guys, that's it for the live stream. First one. I'm going to continue to try to deliver the highest quality content that I can, and I'll try to get these live streams to be awesome in the future. And I'll start delivering like the best that I can and keep you guys on top of things. I have some more altcoin gems that I've been looking into, and I'm also going to start lining up interviews with some of these teams and get you exclusive information. All right, guys, it's a pleasure. First one. It's nice. Oh, what are you doing? Thanks for the 500. I appreciate it. Matt Harrison, one of my buddies. Thanks, man. I really, really appreciate that. Um, thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. Breakdowns. Love your breakdowns. Thoughts on Node as a service project. Man, you guys are keeping me here with these tips. Gosh. Me and Matt go way back. We're good friends. Love the breakdown. What's your thoughts on Node service project like Strongblock? Roger Ver, I've been following Roger Ver for a while. Creative guy. He tried to run away with the narrative on what Bitcoin really is, and he realized. I think he's a smart guy, but he didn't succeed at his efforts. With trying to overtake what Bitcoin really is. If I was to give you guys a killer tip, this killer tip is teams. Man, think about the teams. All right, let me look at Node as a service project like Strongblock. Strongblock, is that a I don't know if that's a. I've heard of Strong. My brain is not working with that. Is that as a blockchain as a service, like you said, Nodes as a service? Anchor is doing that. I know that. Nodes as a service, and they've been killing it lately with price. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this. Is this a team? Is there a token for this? I'll read about them if you guys are bringing it up. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a project or something I can invest in, bring some investment knowledge. We'll see. All right, guys. I'm gonna exit out. I have some other things.